Hello, Internet. Welcome back to another episode of LCP. Today we have a special guest in the building. His name sounds like a Spanish conquistador from the 16th century, but in all reality, he just conquers your girl's heart. His name is Nathaniel Sanchez.
Nate,
drop him.
Nate Scam Ches.
That's
Splish
a
Nasty
clash,
Nate.
Damn, Splish
El Palo Malo.
Palo Malo. Dirty Nate. Nathaniel. What's good, boy? What's popping?
Not much. Just chilling. Thank you for inviting me to the podcast.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Facts.
Yeah.
I just been working out, school.
We can tell.
Thank you.
We can't tell, bro.
Damn.
This man had to walk in sideways through my door, dog.
I'm saying, bro.
He was like, oh, I can't fit in like this walking normally. I'm too broad, bro. I'm too wide.
Had to do what I had to do.
Yeah. I don't blame you, dog. I don't blame you. I remember the first time I met Nate, I was like, man, like, where is this dude? I couldn't see him because he was sideways. And now it's like, all right, bro, no one can miss you, bro. We see you
Like,
anywhere we are.
Yeah, I was skinny back then. I mean, I look at my pinky. That's how it was.
What-
It was bad.
How much weight have you gained
As of this year or overall?
overall?
Overall, so I started 137-ish.
Okay.
Now I'm at 163.
Hey, so you put on,
Damn,
bro,
yeah.
you put on
muscle.
almost
Holy
30 pounds of muscle.
shit.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's really good,
Damn, bro.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You look good, bro.
I appreciate it.
So what do you lift? Like, where are you going from? Like, where'd you start? Where you at now?
So I started not being able to bench,
Mm-hmm.
squatting 155. My deadlifts was at 225. And that was pretty good. And then obviously over time, my deadlift now is 425. My back squat is 305. And just before this podcast yesterday, I have a bench of 235.
Hey,
I did it
damn.
just for the podcast.
Oh,
Bro, it went from not
just for
benching
this.
to benching
Not benching
235.
Yeah.
anything to benching 235. That's
Yeah.
good, bro. That's good. Anything over your weight is really good if you
Thank
can
you,
bench
thank
it.
you.
Damn, you can
Absolutely.
bench me, no problem, bro.
No facts.
Oh, shit.
You can now bench me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got down to 235.
Can we get
Nice.
that? Can we get to do that?
I know. Like,
Can we arrange that?
for him to realistically bench me, he'd have to be able to bench about 300 pounds just because of how awkward it is to actually bench
Mhm.
someone. That's good, bro. That's really good,
No,
man.
you,
that's,
thank
that's
you.
what's up, though.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, thank you.
Congratulations. How are you feeling, bro? Like, how does your body feel? Like, you don't have like the body aches, the sores, or anything?
Not really.
No?
I mean, yesterday I had to do a full body workout
Yeah.
because with the whole situation at work,
Mm-hmm.
I'm only working out twice a week. So it's literally full body whenever I go. So we did legs yesterday. Legs are fried. Like me walking was hard.
Yeah.
And then,
I could tell today, bro.
yeah, it was tough. Then I finished my session, took a mini break. Then I went to do the upper body and the whole bench that I was doing. I wrote the program myself.
Okay.
So I just did my own thing. I had one of my friends do it, and he was joining me to do the bench press cycle I was doing, and he actually got a new record for him as well. So he did 235 with me.
Oh,
Damn.
that's awesome.
So then I was like, oh, I can do this. I've done it twice already, where one of my other friends about 2 years ago, he did his new record on a bench press at 305,
Yeah.
and he could never pass 300. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna just keep going with it. So I just been doing that, and
Yeah.
then I did just pull-ups, rows, like with the barbell, stuff like that. So I just been chilling. I don't really get sore too much as long as I don't overdo it.
Right.
But if I do a heavy leg day, kind of like what I usually do every day, or when I go, that's when I feel it.
What's your
I feel
like
it.
goal at? Is it like 160 was your goal, or like what's
For
your...
weight wise,
Yeah.
no. So my goal by the end of the year is 185.
Damn.
By the end of the damn. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, you've been working out for what, 4 years now? 4 years?
So this year marks 3 years.
So you're getting about 10 pounds a year, right?
Yeah, and I chose to do it slow. I didn't want to do a big jump. I just didn't
Mhm.
want to look big. I want to feel strong and
Right.
let it grow naturally.
Instead of just having like the size, but not really the strength.
Correct.
Really like to effectively grow.
Yeah.
I feel
so
you.
before the whole coronavirus started,
Mm-hmm.
right around March, I was at 163. Then the whole quarantine happened, and then I jumped down 158. So I was like, my goal is 185.
Yeah.
So I had to come back and rework all that weight again.
Yeah.
And then I
about
was
8 pounds. Yeah.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's the problem. One of our friends, Noah, goes through a lot. Is
Mhm.
that like he'll put on the weight, he'll work hard at it, but then like he stops working out for like 2 weeks and he's down like 8 pounds, dude.
yeah, and my metabolism's so fast. And
Yeah,
Jay Marcos has seen like my Chipotle bowls are huge. It's
Yeah.
double rice, double chicken, mild salsa, sour cream, cheese, lettuce, go. And I mean that bowl is packed.
yeah.
And that's literally what I had to eat every day. So
To try to maintain weight.
yeah,
I feel you.
once I had to regain the weight, it was okay. Now Chipotle is like not always helping. So I paid one of my friends who goes to my gym to make my food. And I told her, hey, just a lot of carbs, a lot of protein.
Yeah.
Don't worry about anything else. Like,
Yeah.
of course, vegetables, fruits, and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, those bowls, I couldn't even finish in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
That's how stacked they were.
yeah,
And that's how I gained back on my strength
yeah.
and my weight back.
That's good, bro. That's
What's up,
good.
bro? That's what's up.
So, what like, do you take any supplements? Like, what supplements do you take?
Not really. I mean, the only thing I was doing was pre-workout, quote unquote. But what I was doing was energy drinks. It's not the best option to do. Obviously, it has all the sugar and all
Right.
that. But for me, that was the only way I can actually gain the caffeine effects that I was looking for in order to boost the workouts. So I just went from there. But the only downfall I had was I was just not sleeping. I mean, my sleep cycle was all over the place.
Right.
I'll go to sleep at 2 in the morning, wake up at 6, sometimes 2, wake up at 9. I'll go to sleep at 12, wake up at 6 in the morning. It was all over the place. So I couldn't work out to the point where I could fix a bad sleep schedule. So I just had to stop.
Right.
So I took a 3-week break, and then I just started sleeping all over the place again because of video games.
Mhm.
And I just started drinking Red Bull again, and it kind of helped, but it was back to the same problem. So I was like, you know what? So supplements, I really don't. Maybe protein shakes, but like at best.
Right. So you never did like the creatine or like the keratin or
The
anything like that?
BCAAs,
Yeah.
the
amino
BCAAs.
acids.
The closest I did
Yeah.
to it was in an energy drink called Bang because they already had it in there,
Yeah.
but I didn't take
I
it
remember those
separate.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were good days. Like they
so-
were. Good.
I don't
So
want to
all-
drink a Bang ever
basically-
again.
all the yeah, same. Yeah. So all the weight you've gained has been natural, like straight
Mhm.
up natural. That's really good, man.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people have problems achieving that. So that's impressive. That's
That's a lot of
really
dedication.
impressive. Yeah, it is. It
To gain
absolutely
weight
is.
like that, like it's the
It-
same thing as like trying to lose a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
on,
no.
bro. We're recording, dog.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to read on the thing, and an ad popped up.
Get premium. What's your deal, bro?
Come
Get
on,
premium, bro.
newsletter. Come on, dog.
Premium on a newsletter.
Pay
Dude,
for the
ad block.
newspaper
Ad
thing,
block.
whatever, bro.
Why would I do?
Yeah,
Help 'em-
I'm
help
saying
'em
just
out,
free.
bro.
I'm saying, bro.
No, actually, there's a big problem with newspapers right now.
I know.
Yeah,
They're like
there's-
going down real bad.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
they've
actually
been
really
going
bad.
down for a while. Like a
No,
lot of them
but
have
right
been
now-
transitioning
It's
to
not for the
online.
reasons we think it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Like we thought it was because of social
we'll
media.
come back to that.
but
We'll come
it's-
back to
yeah.
that. We'll come back to that. Right now,
We're focusing on Nate.
We're focusing on Nate. All right. So, what like health tips? Like, what tips would you give to some people out there who are looking to do what you did, who are looking to like gain the weight? Maybe they don't want to take supplements. They want to do it naturally. Like, what are some things that you stumbled to learn, and then you finally got like it kind of cleared up for you?
The biggest thing I've learned was not just by me eating. It was really just through the head coach at my gym. She's also a nutritionist coach, and she just focused on just saying, hey, you need to know your body. So we both figured out that my body is just, it burns the calories way too fast. My metabolism's too fast. I can't do anything about that. So I just had to slow down on working out, just not do as much and just eat more. So it actually helped out during this situation. And I said, all right, well, I can't really work out, but I can eat. So let me just eat. Now, just because I was eating, what people think I was eating wasn't that. People thought I was eating McDonald's every day, like fast food. And I was like, no, that's just not how it's going to work. You have to be smart about it. So the biggest thing I did was a lot of carbs. Carbohydrates are your biggest friend. They're basically your best friend, especially to burning energy and being able to sustain long amounts of workout sessions. So I know I say this a lot as a joke at work, but rice, beans, chicken, it's carbs, protein, and fiber, and of course more protein with the beans, and just every day. That's all I did. Like at home, I was eating rice, beans, chicken for lunch at work. Rice, beans, chicken for breakfast was like eggs and potatoes. Kind of like helped out. But that's all I did every single day.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it got to a point where I was so sick of it. But I just told myself, if I want to reach this weight, you have to do this. And I didn't deny myself of cheap meals and like bad meals. We're human. You're allowed to have that. So if you want to have a very greasy burger one time out of 4 days, go for it. Your body still needs all of that because it's not going to function correctly. You can't deprive it of one thing, but then you're only doing another thing. And also with ice cream and sweets, yeah, there's healthier versions. Don't get me wrong. I fully support it. And that's what I would do a lot, especially with this vegan protein cookie. But from there, I just said, look, if I want a double chocolate cake, I'm going to get this double chocolate cake.
Right.
Like, that's just what I'm getting.
Yeah.
But of course, it's all about controlling what you eat. There's different diets out there. There's keto diet, paleo diet. Hey, every diet's different.
Absolutely.
I tried keto diet. Didn't really like it. I didn't like the idea behind it. It was just all fat, no carbs. I was like, nah, that's just not me. And then I've done intermittent fasting. Now, if you do want to lose weight, that's a good one.
Dude,
Yeah.
When I tried to do that for losing weight, like intermittent fasting was lit, bro.
Yeah. So that's what I do. I'm on the keto diet with intermittent fasting, and I've lost about 30 pounds. So for weight loss, like if you do it right, those diets can be very helpful. But again, like you do have to speak like to your nutritionist or someone, because if you can go on these diets and suffer severe side effects.
Yeah.
But for me, the keto diet has worked, and that's how I've lost weight. And I feel more energized from the keto diet. But it's not for everyone. I'll tell you that right now. It is, like you said, you have to have a lot of self-control. But one thing I have done for sure is cut out all sugar. Like I haven't had not a bit of sugar since probably about December. That was the last time I had sugar. But I've cut out. It's not necessary. Like your body doesn't really need it. It's not healthy in any real way, shape, or form. And just cutting that out, dude, like when you realize like how many more supplements there are for sweets that don't have sugar, like you're not really missing out on anything.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest things with me was like a lot of processed sugar. And I told myself, I got to really figure this out. So in the middle of my break with the energy drinks, they just had so much sugar. And I said, well, I still want the caffeine. I need to find a way around it. So my mom buys the Keurig cups with McDonald's.
Right.
And I started with 8 ounces a cup. And I was like, it's okay. So I put 10 ounces. And then that made a huge difference. I was able to cut everything down, but get what I was looking for. And from there is how I escalated going to getting stronger, being able to actually fix my sleep cycle and things like that. You can work out all day. I've done it before. I've done a 3-hour session. But if you really want to see results, it's what you do behind the scenes. It's your eating, your sleeping, and how you recover after a workout, whether you stretch or just take a lazy day. There's nothing wrong with just sleeping.
So do you take your coffee black or?
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah.
I take it, no sugar. I just do like 2 or 3 little cups of the creamer. That's it.
What kind of creamer?
That's cool.
Half and half?
Yeah, just half and half.
Just half and half. Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. 'Cause
Wild.
That's got a lot of protein. That's good. I mean, that's
You
good.
do
I
just
usually
black, right?
No.
No,
I take my coffee black. I take my coffee.
You want me
just
to
black.
die?
I know it's
If I
one
take
of
a full cup of coffee
So for
black.
energy drinks, have you tried the white Monster?
No,
No?
I don't like the white one. Like I know it was like some citrusy type. I've done regular Monster
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't get past it. And then after that, I did Bang and Red Bull. The only Red Bull I drink is the blue one.
Mm-hmm. The
What?
sugar-free one?
No,
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
which
just
is-
the
yeah.
blueberry. The
the blueberry one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got
And
you.
then after time, I said, "Yo, this is not good. Why is it that my heart doesn't calm down?
Yeah.
I'm already going intense in my session, and I
And-
got to carry that home."
Yeah. I feel you. I mean, I don't know, dude. I literally, it's horrible for me, but I drink a Monster every day, like one a day.
That was me with Bang, and then I switched to Red Bull, and then it got so bad I started doing 2 a day. And once I got to 2, I said, "That's it.
Yeah.
You're done."
Yeah, absolutely. Once you do more than one a day, it's like it's rough. It's really rough. You have a problem. I mean, I know I have a problem. I can't.
You
quit.
have a problem.
I do have a problem.
I mean,
But,
I don't. I will always remember the time that I walked into. We were recording the podcast, and I looked to my left, and there was 2 bulk buys of monsters.
I will always bulk buy monsters because it's cheaper than
was-
single buying them.
That's true.
You
They
should be
buy 'em
bulk buying monsters in the first place.
Why not?
You shouldn't be having monsters.
Why are you telling me how to live my life?
Caesar?
Get off my back, Mom. Damn. All right? I'm 25 years old. I do what I want. I'm sorry, Mom. Don't hit me.
I'm just saying, dude. Like, bulk buy whatever you want. Don't bulk buy monster.
I'll think about it. But
Okay, good talk.
He's not gonna think about it. We've tried.
No,
We've been doing.
He just did, and he stopped.
Me and Noel
Exactly.
have had this conversation with him since he was like 16. It's not gonna
literally,
change.
bro. Literally.
I think
Like,
at this point in your body, kind of
That's his cigarette a day.
Yeah.
I don't drink often. Like, I don't think I've drank since like the New Year's. Oh no, I have, but I don't drink often. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke cigarettes. My only habit is Monster.
His monster is his cigarette, bro.
That's my liquor, drugs, cigarette. That's my crack cocaine, bro.
That's his cry.
That's my crack, my butt crack. But what else we got on Doc J?
All right, so basically, like on social media lately, I don't know if you guys seen where right now, like people are really making a big deal of like about wearing a mask, man, and like everyone's really divided on how wearing a mask has become like a political statement type of thing, and I'm just like want to get your thoughts on that. Like, do you guys agree with that? Like wearing a mask is a political statement?
No,
not.
absolutely not.
No, it's not.
It really, there's no harm or foul to like wearing a mask. Like nothing. Like the thing is, it's insane how a lot of counties are requiring it, but this one that we're in is not.
False.
And it's not required.
They started requiring it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When
2 days ago. Hopefully
it's not working because I've had a lot of
They're
people.
not enforcing it, but
They're
it
not
is
enforcing
mandated by the county.
Oh, I
It does
don't know.
not be.
dude.
It's just nobody's.
It-
they have nobody enforcing
The part that's crazy is that our governor, or I'm sorry, not the governor, but the person in charge
Fuck
of our
that guy
district. The person in charge of our district came out and said that he's not going to enforce it in this county because the people are going to take care of themselves. And it's like, the thing is, you're not wearing a mask for your own protection only, but you're wearing that for the protection around you, like
Because
people
if you have
around
it,
you.
you don't spread it
Exactly.
or contain it at least.
Exactly. It's containable. You're not giving it to other people because a lot of people have it and they don't know that they have it
Mhm.
because a lot of people are asymptomatic to it.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just crazy how you value someone else's life that little that you are not okay with being uncomfortable for a little while. Just like wear the mask. Like we all have to wear them at work all day
Yes.
long,
Yes.
and you get used to
hours.
it. You get used to it.
Yeah.
Like after a while, you don't notice it's there.
Yeah.
It just becomes part of your
Yeah.
uniform. Like you get
Yeah,
used to
like
it.
and the more you wear it, the longer it's been going on with. Like I feel weird without it at work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like when I'm
absolutely.
on break, I'm like touching like my mask, make sure it's there. I'm like, oh wait, I'm on
Yeah.
break. Like I don't need
Yeah.
my mask.
And I
'cause
mean,
I'm eating.
and obviously you want to like, because a lot of people's argument is like it's obviously harmful if you wear it all day. You don't take a break but obviously you want to take a little bit break if you're isolated by yourself a little bit. Yeah,
Exactly.
pull it down for a second. Take it
Yeah.
off, whatever case may be.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
and breathe that
if you're
air,
drinking water,
breathe the
you
oxygen.
you
You know,
have to take it off.
but
you know,
so like if you're going out or if you're working or whatever, obviously wear it for yourself and others. Like and like I said, like I don't know how it becomes a political statement. Like people turning it to that point where it's like, oh well, the Democrats and this and that, or the Republicans. I'm like, bro, this has nothing to do
it's
with any of that.
It's beyond that.
Like
it's
this
beyond
is
that.
nothing to do with
This
that.
is
Like,
literally about like life or death. Like people are dying because of this thing. Like that's not false. Like people have died due to
Yeah.
this thing. Like it's
It's
insane.
like it's crazy.
Yeah,
bro.
it's coming down to just you got to think about everybody. And I was scrolling through social media one day and I saw this post and it was talking about, let's say I'm asymptomatic and I would have it for whatever reason, and I go 2 weeks doing whatever I'm doing, but by the time I figure it out and I didn't have the mask, what if one of my friends whose grandma is really sick and their immune system is not as strong? That's really what the mask is. You don't know other people's lives. You don't know what they're
Exactly.
going through.
Exactly.
So just It's just about being considerate.
Yep.
And then the people who make the argument like, oh, like I have problems breathing, I have asthma or something, like
Why are you out in the first place?
not just that, but how
Exactly.
much worse do you think your asthma is gonna be, or how much bad do you think the problems you're gonna have breathing are if you actually contract this thing? Like,
Yo, your lungs
this
are gonna.
thing gives you respiratory problems.
it
Like
attacks
people
the lungs.
have,
Crazy.
people have a severe shortness of
Yeah.
breath. Like that's one of the side effects of it.
And it's to the point where people need like lung transplants
Exactly
because it fucks up your lungs that bad.
People are put on iron lungs. They're put on like freaking nebulizer and stuff like that, and it helps, but it's not gonna cure it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have asthma, like just wear the mask. It's good to be uncomfortable for the time that you're doing, because nobody should really be out there like window shopping
Yeah.
or being out just to be out. Like it's essential stuff only at the moment, you know? Like you don't go somewhere if you go to buy something and then you decide at the end not to buy it, like that's fine, but you went with the intention of getting something.
Yeah.
But you're not just gonna go and window shop somewhere.
Yeah. No,
Like
for
this
sure.
is not the time to do that.
And the thing is that beyond the mask, like the virus itself has become like a political statement almost. Like people are saying, "Oh, this is just a hoax. This is a pandemic." Like what do you think the government gains?
Who gains?
Yeah,
usually
like,
if
who's
something's planned,
gaining
who's
from-
gaining
And
from-
it's not like
the
it's
virus.
not just happening in the U.S.
Exactly.
It's the whole
the other
world,
thing.
bro.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
global.
somebody, so like there's somebody on my Facebook that thinks this is all a hoax and this is a way for mass control and stuff like that. And she thinks that this is coming from Bill Gates, so Bill Gates can create a vaccine with microchips inside. Which, first of all, if you have a microchip, what's the power source from? Like, like that's my first concern.
Aren't those microchips usually powered by your nervous system? The electricity that runs down your nervous
Not if
system?
it's in your bloodstream.
Oh, if it's in your bloodstream, yeah.
it's
that's
just
true.
it's just flowing through your body
Yeah.
at mass speeds. It can't get any energy from anywhere.
Well, that's true.
And like it's gonna be RFID. RFID gets energy from the device that's reading it. So
Exactly.
if nobody's putting anything to your arm,
Yeah.
there's no energy source.
And RFID, like, basically RFID signals are really weak
Yeah.
too. I don't think it would really penetrate your skin. 'Cause
Yeah, exactly.
It has a lot of it has a big problem penetrating like your
Mhm.
wallet. Like,
Yeah. And so beyond that, I'm like, dude, okay. So let's say it is real. Let's say Bill Gates is trying to control us, whatever. What about the countries that don't do business with him and they are getting affected by it? What do they get to gain?
that's
You know?
true.
It wouldn't make sense.
There's countries that like let's say the people like terrorists in Afghanistan, they're getting it. Who's gaining from that?
This thing doesn't discriminate.
Exactly.
You know?
Like no terrorist organizations dealing with Bill Gates right now. Like
It's not like the
they're
cops.
not gonna
You're not safe if you're white.
exactly. Like there's no border with this.
Yeah. No one's really gaining anything from it. Is what Marco's trying to say.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, this virus, I'm sorry to cut you
oh,
off,
go ahead.
but this virus actually got really close to home because two of my friends actually lost their mom because of the virus. And that was a tough thing to read. I mean, I was feeling for them.
Yeah.
And then I know a few gym owners, they contracted the virus too, and they had to shut down the whole gym for a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this mass is not like political and all that. No, this is life and death, and I
Mhm.
have close people who have been affected personally by it. So if anybody listens to this, just wear your mask. It's only a few hours. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yo,
Exactly.
deadass.
Like
Yeah.
like it's not gonna hurt you. On the contrary, it could save your life. It absolutely could save your life.
Also, I've seen people like at work. If you're gonna sneeze, please sneeze in your mask. Do not take off your mask.
Dude,
Bro.
remember we talked about that?
I
my
saw
first
that
day
a
back.
couple days, and it's
my
crazy.
first day back to work, this lady, bro, comes up. She starts talking to me, right? Well, we're social distancing and stuff, and she goes, pulls her mask down. I'm sorry, she pulls her mask down and she just sneezes, bro. I'm like, are you fucking stupid?
So,
like,
picture that's going around social media, my bad, and it's like the amount of spread that the mask contains when you sneeze in it is
Mhm.
insane.
yep,
Insane compared to
Mhm.
like like a
Exactly.
sneeze could, I think, carries I don't remember the exact number, but it was a crazy number of more droplets than a cough.
yeah,
Like
it does,
insane number.
and it also travels further than 6
Yeah.
feet.
Mhm.
18 feet.
18 feet.
Tested by Mythbusters.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
And so it's like it's crazy. Like
But the question: did she pull out the mask and not cover the mouth with her arm,
she pulled off her mask
and just sneezed in the general
she
direction?
pulled off her mask, looked to the side.
That's
and sneezed.
ridiculous. Because like I get it. Like if you sneeze and you take off the mask and you put your arm in the way and use your arm. That's still not the best thing to do, but at least you're trying to.
I just don't
contain it
understand. Why
somewhere.
don't you just sneeze in the mask?
No,
Just
I know,
sneeze
I
in the
know.
mask.
Like I get
we
that.
literally, she had one of the ones that you get right at the front.
Yeah,
She could have grabbed another one.
yeah,
Just
no,
sneeze into
yeah.
the mask.
No,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
like I get like sneezing in the mask. I completely agree, but I'm saying like there's a difference between at least trying to do something about it than just like take it off and sneezing. And just sneezing in general direction.
Also-
That makes it 10 times worse.
Yeah. Also, keep your
Yes.
nose in the mask. Like you're not helping yourself
Do
if
you
you don't
keep
keep your
your
nose.
For real.
On top of the underwear?
No, I keep my dick in my
Yeah,
underwear.
it's
I
the
don't wear
same thing.
underwear.
Yeah, it's the
I
same
mean, that's
concept.
the same
It's
concept.
like that
bro.
lady in the video. It's like, I don't wear a
Oh.
mask. The same reason I don't wear underwear. Things
Yeah.
gotta breathe.
Oh my god.
Yo, that video
Bro,
was
that video-
insane.
And that was
was
on
dumb.
public domain. Like
Those
that was
city
on a
council
town
meetings
hall. Yeah,
or
city
towns?
council.
Bro, so terrible to watch.
People,
Just-
I don't know, dude.
You're
People-
taking God's breath away.
I'm so surprised by like how we have literally the world's information at our fingertip and people are
Mhm.
still ignorant to everything, you know? Like that's just insane to me. Or people literally just think everything is a conspiracy. Like there's literal serial conspiracy theorists out there that think everything is a conspiracy. And then when you
Really?
ask them like who's gaining from this, because if it's a conspiracy theory, someone's going to gain for it.
For real.
Like 9/11, like, okay, the reason like Bush being in charge of it holding water is because like the US had a lot to gain from invading Iraq, right?
Mhm.
So that one holds water, like that one, like, yeah, like people make valid arguments, but that's what they are, is arguments, you know? But like this, like who's gaining from this? Like the face mask companies? Like that's it?
The
You
thing
know?
is that face mask companies aren't even getting that much because people are outsourcing to local shops.
And
for
not
them.
just that, like they're literally they drop the prices to sell at cost.
Yeah.
They're not
They're not even
making
profiting.
They're not profiting off it. They're selling at cost.
One thing that Korean Caesars tweeted the other day, which blew my mind, was he said he was like legit watching like or something around the lines where like the city hall stuff, like watching those people like say those things is like watching Parks and Rec and when they had their city halls.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Absolutely true.
it blew my mind. I was like, yo, like dead ass. I get the same feeling.
Honestly, yeah.
It's
Like when I
insane.
see those videos, I just think to myself, what made you wake up and just make those statements? Especially when they go ahead and say it in like in public form. Like, do you really think on what you're about to say?
Bro,
I don't think
That-
The
that,
lady,
bro.
the lady that literally told the doctor too that she needs to be re-educated.
yeah, I seen that.
Well, where's your degree, ma'am?
Facts.
Like, what do you know? What have you studied?
That's one of the things I'll never understand. Like when people go to the doctor and they're like, "Oh, but WebMD said this or whatever," or like I googled it and then it came back with this. It's like
Because there's a difference between starting off your appointment with that. It's like, hey, I've been having this. I looked it up. This is what it told me. What do you think?
exactly
getting-
versus
and then getting
getting the
actual
feedback
study,
and then
and then getting like, this is what you have. But that's not what MD said.
exactly
It doesn't matter
Yeah.
what MD said. That person went to school for that.
exactly
And they had test results come back.
Yeah,
So they're pretty
like
sure
they have
probably
lab
know.
work.
They have experience. They have they have proficiency. Like they didn't just get the job, like because they failed out of being I don't know, dude, like a freaking accountant or something. And
Yeah,
then
like-
they're like, you know what? I'm gonna try doctor.
Yeah.
I am a doctor.
At a smaller scale, that's what I feel in my job. Like, I know it's not as big as that, but it's like when I tell someone something, they're like, no, it's not. And I'm like, bro, please don't start with me right now. Like, I'm telling you, this is what it is. It's not. That's not what I read. I'm like, bro, please stop it.
It's like that.
Please.
The
Just
Rock.
Stop. Shut the fuck up.
No, well, that too. But it's like, what's your name?
It doesn't matter what your name is. And then they'll read it or something, or like I'll tell them and I'll show them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're right." I'm like, "God damn it, bro!"
I never get that. When I show them, they just walk away.
My favorite one is when 2-year contracts went away, and this guy was like, "Oh yeah, I can just get my contract with Sprint." I'm like, "No, you can't." It's like, "Yeah, I can. It's on the website." No, it's not. Yeah, it is. Okay. Next day, he's like, "I'm here to upgrade my phone." You're not doing the 2-year contract? No, they don't do it anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
He'll help you over
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, having to hear that every day is like, all right, bro, I'm not going to explain this 3 times. Me saying it once, totally cool. Second time, now I'm about to figure out if I want to be nice or not. The third time, okay, yeah, that's it. We're done.
Bro,
Yo,
I used to love answering that question. Why don't they do 2-year contracts anymore? The guy that wrote them quit. I used to love that. I come up with something new all the time.
But another thing with the virus is that when the protests started happening, like the police brutality protests, a lot of people were like, "Oh, y'all were complaining about like us protesting about the mask and stuff like that, and how like you guys are now protesting." One, everybody had a mask on in those protests. I don't think I remember seeing a single person without a mask on, and if they did, like they had a mask on them, right?
And at most of those protests, there is like doctors, there's like
Yeah.
or nurses or paramedics or whatever the case may be, like medics on site that are handing out that stuff,
Yeah.
and even normal people are handing
Like
out
there
like
was literally
water.
people like, "Hey, you
handing
want
out
water? You want a
masks,
mask? Get a mask."
like,
And they were
yeah.
sealed masks,
Yeah.
like they were still in the wrappers, right?
Yeah.
And then, the studies now, because of the spikes in cases, the studies right now they're tracing every new case to non-protesters.
I believe it. I fully
Everybody
believe it.
that every new case that has been going on has not been because of protests.
Well, I remember seeing the protest, and the first one I saw, like on the news, I was like, "Why is there so many little people?" And then they zoomed out, and it's like the people at the front of the line were just social distancing, like,
Yeah.
like there were small groups of like people who I guess like live together and stuff, and they were closer, but everybody else who was like in different groups, like you could see like the line was long, but it was spread it out. Like
Yeah.
there was a lot of people there just spaced out because people were still practicing those safety guidelines.
Yeah. And it's just like another thing, like if you look at it like that, it's like the protests aren't causing anything because people are wearing their mask. And that's
Exactly.
your proof right there that hey, wearing a mask does help. Like,
Exactly.
But something my mind was gonna say.
How would you feel if the US did what China did with where they made everybody download an app, and if there was a new case of COVID-19, it would alert everybody that you have been in a I think it's like a 30 or 60-foot radius within the last, I think it was week or something.
Apple's
like
doing it right now.
that. Are they?
Yeah, they released the software, a quiet patch into their phones that they didn't even notify it was actually a hot fix. So it wasn't even like hey, you have an
Right.
update, where it does that if you get tested positive for COVID, you actually, the patients, they have to download an app to check up with their doctors, and that app enables the phone settings.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool.
That is
is
kind of
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
And then that'll notify people. It's like, hey, you may have come.
Yeah,
in
if
contact.
you go into your health app settings,
Yeah.
there's a COVID notification
that's
right there.
cool.
I might
Yeah.
check that out. That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I have to
Yeah.
check it out.
It's a better idea
But-
than I've heard so far.
But I mean, like, are you guys okay with them just kind of like
Absolutely.
putting that out there and then sharing your information like that, your health information?
Absolutely.
Like, let's say you had COVID, like, God forbid, like you had COVID,
Fuck yeah.
but you like it's your personal private information.
What do they give? They're just telling people that I have COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, I was just asking, like,
I mean,
how-
all the,
I agree.
Like I said,
I-
it doesn't put any other information about me other
Exactly.
than I have a
It,
disease
it doesn't say
that
that
I shouldn't be out in the first place
Yeah.
around other people.
It doesn't say you specifically. It's not going to say, hey, you came in contact with Marcos Castro.
No,
It just,
yeah.
It just
this
says
is somebody in your
you may have
proximity.
came in contact
Yeah.
with someone who was within 60 feet of your
Mhm.
proximity who has been diagnosed with COVID-19.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's-
anytime you get COVID, you have to notify anyone that's near, like,
Exactly.
your job, your household, all
Damn,
that.
bro.
So
It's like being a sex offender.
I mean, that's fine. Like
Yeah.
you're putting other people's life in danger.
Right.
Mhm.
You are.
You
You
can
absolutely are.
risk
Yeah.
a little bit of privacy loss.
And I mean, it's not really
And-
privacy
and,
loss
and that's what I'm
because they
saying,
don't
a little bit,
yeah.
because unless you're the only person in front of that, like in that 30-foot radius, there's no way you're gonna get singled out.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I
hey,
agree
yo,
with
this
that.
guy got COVID, bro.
He got COVID.
Yo, beat him.
It's like the picture with the mannequin that's crying.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah. No, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't. Like, people aren't going to be like, they'll probably say, oh, I bet it was this guy. But I mean,
there's no proof.
Exactly.
You know.
I mean, I'd
yeah.
rather know that than just guessing what's going on.
I want
Facts.
them to text me and name the address because we're gonna have to talk.
Yeah, we're gonna have just one conversation. That's all we
A
need.
small one too.
I
Small
just
one
want to
too.
talk.
But no, you know what the other crazy thing about this virus is?
What up?
Have you heard of the company Gilead?
No, I can't say that I have.
No, I haven't.
It's a pharmaceutical company.
Okay.
They have released the first treatment medicine
Mm-hmm.
for the virus.
Okay.
Successful treatment medicine.
Right.
I forgot what I have the name up. Let me pull it up.
So while you pull that up, correct me if I'm wrong. A vaccine is a preventative, right? It wouldn't necessarily cure.
Vaccine is the actual disease, but dead.
Right. No, I'm saying, but it wouldn't actually cure the virus.
No, it will
It's
prevent you from getting the
preventative.
virus.
Yeah.
Now, can it help cure the virus? Yes, in a way, but not. It's not your main source.
Right.
You usually do get them. Like if you get the flu, you do get the flu shot while you have the flu. Reason why is because your body's already fighting it, and it's dead cells, so it doesn't have to fight that in particular, and you just get an extra shot.
Right.
You know, like it's,
And
so
then
this is an
that
extra
kind of helps
preventative
you, like, as a
from getting
preventative.
it for the for the next year or
Right.
so.
So what do they call what would the actual cure be called?
So
The treatment?
it's
Is
a
that what it
treatment.
is?
It's a
Yeah,
treatment.
it would just be
Gotcha.
like a treatment because the
okay.
vaccine would just let the body know, okay, I've seen this virus
Exactly.
before.
Exactly. I
know what to
how
do.
handle
We've
it,
already
like,
killed
fight
it.
Right.
It didn't fight back. We know it's not going to fight back, but we know how to kill it.
Exactly.
So and then it creates all these antibodies and all these white blood
Exactly.
cells to
Right.
create an army that is essentially a bunch of sleeper agents for that one disease.
Okay.
And it just sits there.
Yeah.
And the moment that your body recognizes it, the sleeper agents wake up, go attack it, and get rid of it.
Okay. I was just making sure because a lot of people are saying it's like
I'm about to go to Dr. Castro instead of WebMD, bro.
I'm saying, right? No,
Yo,
I'm just
shit,
saying
bro.
because I've seen a lot of people saying like, oh, like if we get a vaccine, like that, that'll cure or save. I mean, it will save.
It
People,
will
but-
save,
but it's not
what
the actual
What it will do
treatment.
is it will help eradicate the virus
Yes.
because let's say the people that currently have it,
Exactly.
they don't need a vaccine.
Right.
But the people that don't have it get a vaccine. They can be exposed to the people that have it.
Exactly.
It's okay
And
for
you'll
that
still
to
be-
happen.
yeah.
The people that have it can't spread it to anybody else.
Right.
Next thing you know, there's no virus.
Yep.
You know, because then the people that have it either unfortunately die or get through the virus and
then they
it-
get the
it releases
vaccine.
out of their body.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nobody else to give it to.
Right.
And a lot of times like that vaccine that the person gets that has the virus is more of a preventative, but not really a requirement because your body's already creating the antibodies because you already have the virus.
Right. That's
You know.
if you had
Exactly.
it. But if you've
But
never
the
had
people
it,
the people that get the vaccine while they're having it, it's just more like, hey, let's just give it an extra shot because one, it can cure it. We don't know because you never know. Like there could be a chemical in there that fixed it.
bleach.
Yeah, bleach. But the medicine that Gilead's created it's called remdesivir.
Okay.
Right. Taxpayers spent $70 million in funding. The government gave this company $70 million to create this treatment.
Okay.
Give me a number for the medicine,
Like how much it costs?
for the treatment,
The treatment itself.
full
like
treatment.
How much?
the 2 weeks worth of treatment.
How much the vaccine is?
No,
No?
not the vaccine.
The
The
treatment?
treatment.
No,
Oh,
like
okay.
the actual treatment because you have to go in. It's like 2 weeks
Mhm.
of treatment to get.
Just give me what you would seem reasonable for this.
Well, with the R inflated, I'd say probably it's 6 figures, so 120 grand.
For the pill,
Well, yeah, dude, it's in
just the pill,
just the pill
just the
itself.
pill. Yeah, because
I'd
it's
say-
let's say like you need a pill a day for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
How much would that cost?
So
Should
How much should it cost?
yes.
It should cost no more than like $50, but realistically, it's going to cost about like $600 or $700.
More.
Really,
$3,000
$3,000
plus, depending on who you have for insurance.
That's insane, dude. That's so fucking
That's
insane.
insane.
$258 a day.
How much was it in another country?
Australia $8.
Yep.
You know why?
That's because we have an inflated healthcare system. That's insane.
Not just that. Australia has a cap
Yeah,
of medicine.
I believe it.
We don't have a cap of
I
medicine.
believe it. Because they have socialized healthcare. Don't they?
Yeah, they do. 3,000 plus.
If you make the government pay for it, they'll make everything cheap as fuck.
Well, the thing is that we paid for that medicine,
Yeah.
that treatment. We paid for that treatment to be developed,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's being held hostage from us.
Unless you can
Unless you can
cough up
afford
to
it.
$3,000. I mean, You don't have a choice of whether you can afford it or not.
No, you don't.
If you have COVID-19, they're gonna give it to you, but now you have to come up with $3,000
Exactly. Or live your life in debt.
or live your life in debt. Exactly,
Because that will hurt your credit.
yep, or default on it.
By default.
Yeah, and then write them a note saying you can't pay it.
That's crazy, bro. $3
Yeah.
grand.
It just makes you wonder how certain people can take medicine and just go to sleep knowing that it's hostage and
Yeah.
they're just hurting other people.
The
Yeah.
greed, bro. The
Yeah, it is.
greed.
That's corporate greed for you, bro.
No,
And-
of course.
And it's it's insane because a lot of medicines like aren't really necessarily developed in the US. Like once they're developed, like the US makes like a knockoff version of it that's not the original, or they improve on it, whatever. They make a version of it, right? And then what ends up happening is they sell it for super inflammatory prices. Like it's insane. Like the return on pills is probably higher than the return on like shoes and clothes because it's crazy, dude.
Like that one guy, he had
Believe it.
$1,000
Martin
profit
Shkreli.
on his vaccine, was it?
Well, the guy that had the AIDS pill, like he used
Martin
to,
Shkreli.
It was
Yeah.
$1,000
profit.
It was
I mean,
1,000%
1,000% profit.
profit.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah.
1,000%. Like that's insane, bro. That's just so crazy. You went from selling it for like $8 a pill to $8,000.
You know he came in the news recently, right?
For what?
For the virus.
Oh, really?
He's under house arrest right now, of course, because he got arrested for that. And he was like, "Get me out of house arrest, and I'll help you find a cure."
That's just so crazy.
And they were like, "Nah,
bro.
you're staying home.
Yeah.
so what did he get arrested for?
$1,000 profit."
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a certain law that you can't profit or a certain amount in medicine,
Dude. I mean, honestly,
which I guess is
like
1,000% because there's so many other medicines are insanely expensive.
it should be significantly lower than
Yeah,
that,
there's
bro.
insulin
Like,
companies that during the before the virus, insulin can cost you $250, and now there's some companies that are like, hey, because of the virus, we're capping it at $50, so you can pay for it if you don't have a job or whatever. That proves that they had the potential to do that this whole time,
they absolutely did.
because you know how much an insulin vial is to make?
It's probably not a lot. Maybe
Less than $3,
Exactly.
and they're charging you over $250 for it.
Yep. Yep.
That's straight profit.
I think that is the one major what is it called? Section business
Sector.
no, fuck, I forgot what the word is. God damn it. Market. As the one major market that needs some sort of like government regulation.
Mm-hmm.
Like it absolutely does, because it's insane, bro. Having to choose between being alive or paying your rent, like
Yo, facts.
that's crazy.
And we're the only country that does that.
Exactly.
Out of like the countries that are
The main,
modern and stuff
yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
It's
like that
insane.
too with the whole check, the 1,200. People had to decide: do I eat or do I sleep in a house for 30 more days?
Yep.
Yep.
Like the government has stuff to do, and like Marco said earlier, this whole COVID exposed a lot. A lot of companies and industries were willing
In government.
and government as well, going to waive stuff, let people, just give them buying time. And it's not that we are just asking for the government for handouts. It's no, we need help. And now you decide to do this when we can also do it a long time ago. Why is it that the government doesn't always prioritize human needs, but it's always for greed?
Capitalism, bro.
Business needs and capitalism. Yeah.
So capitalism.
I mean, like you said, like they gave not everybody in the US, by the way, they gave
Not me.
a group of people $1,200, but they gave multi-billions of dollars to these companies to bail them out.
Yep.
Mhm.
Like it was
Mhm.
insane. Like
Big companies too.
big companies
Not small businesses.
who probably could have survived this whole thing no
Without
problem.
that money.
Yeah.
Like a lot of companies didn't even shut down. They were like, "Oh, we are declared
They just
essential."
change formats. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
It's
It's
insane.
insane. It pisses me off when I
And
think
to
about it.
give to what Nathan just said about like the government has so much like everywhere.
Yeah,
The Pentagon's yearly budget. So this is yearly. How much a Pentagon gets from the financial, like the government.
Federal Reserve.
No, the government budget that
Oh.
they do every year.
Okay.
The Pentagon gets $738. Finish it.
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
$738 billion.
Damn.
That's insane.
yearly.
That's insane.
You know how much we could do with that?
Holy shit, that's a lot of money.
You know, if we just took out half of that, you know how much we could do?
Yeah.
You know how
I
many
know.
things we can improve?
Bro, that's insane.
Yeah. And you know, like
and we
the
just
crazy
throw that
the
like
cra-
nothing.
the crazy part is that even that figure is a small drop in the bucket of our like what we actually
Yeah.
our yearly budget overall. Like
Yeah.
we didn't need 20 billion to build a fucking wall. Like just give that back to the people. Do something
Exactly.
else
Yo,
with that.
that ass.
Yeah,
You
the
know?
first thing they got to do is fix I-4.
I'm saying
That's the first thing they got to do. Like, bro, that
So-
project has been going on since I was 5 years old.
Absolutely.
Another thing.
The
sorry.
CDC, its budget is only 11 billion.
Damn. And that's our main, like, that's our
And
only.
that's what prevents us from being in this scenario.
Yeah, and that's our only
Mhm.
sense of resource of that.
yeah.
Jesus Christ. Now, another thing this coronavirus made me like, I mean, I think about this for a little bit, but I've thought about this for a little bit. Yo, we're dumb, bro. Americans are dumb.
They are. I mean,
Like-
trying to politicize masks.
I'm
dude,
not trying
like,
to generalize, but like, bro, the way that like these countries you see are handling this virus, bro, and like just, you know, like Italy, Spain, all of them, like now they barely have cases or like they're going down really low and everything, and it's been for them for a while. And those countries were struggling for a minute when they first got hit, you know. And same thing for us, we got hit a little bit harder, and we're still though, like we flattened the curve, and as soon as we flattened it, we went back to normal, like everything's like good. While these countries still have stayed like very cautious, very like doing their thing, you know. Everyone's following the rules, everyone's trying to like make sure everything's good. But us Americans, we're just like, all right, we're there. Now we can go back to normal. And it's like, nah, bro, chill. Like, we still got to be cautious about what we're doing.
And you know, it's not just like more specifically
Jesus.
because the power was given to the state level. Like, it's the fucking state. Like, our state is the fucking worst, dude. Like,
Us
Texas
and
closed.
Texas, yeah.
Out of all the states, Texas was like, all right, we're gonna start scaling it back. And Florida's like, rev up those fucking fryers, bro. We're gonna keep going, dude.
I think Desantis is his pride, bro. His pride is like,
That man's-
he doesn't want to get his pride hurt. Like,
Probably
because he
man.
came out in the news like a couple of weeks ago and was like, y'all were wrong, I was right, y'all were thinking like I was gonna have all these cases, but I don't have these cases.
Just look at the
Who's the
numbers.
boss now? And that's what he didn't say exactly, but pretty much
But
what
he did say,
said.
look at the numbers.
Yeah, and he was like bragging about it and all this stuff, and then 4 weeks later,
Yoink.
He just wants to be
we're
number one at everything, bro.
fucked. And now he's like, oh no, we're still gonna do it. And I'm like, bro, please.
Dude,
Stop
it's
it.
crazy. This man did not follow any of the regulations to reopen. Straight up said, "Yeah, we're just gonna keep going on the next phase." Like,
Yeah.
bro, we're about to enter
We're
phase
gonna
5.
monitor it, quote unquote.
Yeah, we're about to enter phase 5 where we are, or phase 5 where we all have to drink out of the same fucking cup, bro. That's what this man's gonna make us do.
Yeah, I was reading the phases of how Florida was supposed to open, and the first thing I saw was bars and clubs, and I'm just thinking to myself, why? That's the worst
Absolutely.
idea to start with.
Absolutely.
And then they left like foster homes and the places like that. And I'm just telling myself, why are you going to do that? You should just don't open anything. Like this virus is a lot worse than it is. Just keep everything closed. We'll be fine. We'll survive.
Like, I don't
Agreed.
know. I know the economy is like struggling and stuff, but bro, it has to like just put on hold for a little bit, bro. Like, lives are more
yeah.
important, man. Like,
You're not
you know,
wrong.
Like, it's
You're not
just
wrong.
insane, bro.
Damn.
But Florida's a joke, bro. Florida's a joke of the country, dog.
We
Like,
we absolutely are, dude. I don't know. Like, I don't know what the fuck like to do sometimes. Like, dude, this shit's depressing, bro. Like, I literally have to stop going on social media for days at a time, sometimes weeks at a time, because it's so fucking depressing,
Mhm.
bro. Just how like dumb people are,
But
bro.
even like for at least for here for us in Florida, like for me personally, at least like with my job and everything, like even if I don't get on social media, I still can see how dumb Floridians are
Absolutely.
because most of them, and even like living in Polk County specifically, like bro, people in Polk County don't give a fuck.
You want to get more specific, bro? Even living on no, I'm just kidding.
No, but like that's bro. People in Polk County don't give a fuck, bro.
No,
like,
they don't. They absolutely
like-
don't, bro.
like they really think like they're good. Like they think that this shit is not gonna hit them, and it's like if I go to Osceola, if I go to Orange, like I'll see people with masks a lot more than if I'm in Polk.
Same.
Like
Same.
A lot more.
Bro, same.
Oh.
Dude, I've gotten yelled at so much for telling people to like please stand behind the line, but I don't give a fuck. I'm like, I don't care. Like, stand behind the line, wait over there. They try to hand me a phone. I'm like, hold on, grab some gloves, then I'll handle your phone. But like, till then, like, I'm not touching shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually glad Orange County forced the mask to go on.
I wish this county would have fucking forced that, bro.
No, I mean, I was so happy. I was like,
Yeah.
finally, we can do something.
So
Yeah.
just to throw you some numbers right now. Florida's population is 21.48 million people.
Yeah.
We have a total confirmed cases of 146,000.
Yeah.
Isn't that more than some countries?
Afghanistan has a population of 37.17 million people. 31,000 cases.
Yeah. There you go.
A state.
Less
it.
than 50%
That's
of their
insane.
case of our cases.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. And they
And
have
they're
a
a
bigger
whole-
population.
Fucking country.
I mean, even other states are like have big people or have smaller, a
Yeah.
bigger population, have smaller numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Just because they follow a little bit better.
Bro, these freaking boomers, bro. Goddamn boomers. But
But
what's
following
the?
up,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go
Sorry
ahead.
to
Go
cut you
ahead.
off, Caesar.
No, finish off because we got to move on to the next thing. On
No,
the
you're good.
docket.
No, it's like I was to follow up what you said earlier about being depressive. I had to post memes. That's how bad it got, just to entertain my friends and family. Like,
Bro, there's some memes that are
Honestly,
dumb.
yeah. Like I've been looking at Nate's story and I'm just like, that's funny.
The streets.
Oh no, your memes have
Yeah,
been, yeah,
the
on your
streets.
stories.
Yeah, the streets.
The
We're calling.
streets.
Bro,
But-
I've been. Those have been enjoyable. Like legit. Like when I go on anything, like I only look at certain things, and when I go on Instagram, I only look at Nate's stories because
I
it's like,
appreciate it.
this man posts some funny memes, and then there's the part where he's working out, and I'm like, all right, I'm getting off because now I'm getting even more sad.
Yeah, I don't look like that.
Yeah, bro.
Real quick, and we'll wrap this up with. We'll wrap up this conversation with this. If somebody was to hear,
So what's the next thing on the docket? No, I'm kidding.
I have no idea.
the whole like Afghanistan thing,
Yeah.
right? Like, oh, third world country, whatever. Belgium, 61,000.
What's their population? Do you know?
Let's find out.
I think it's. I'd be surprised if that's over 2 million. I'm trying to guess. 2 million?
Maybe like 6.
11 million.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm surprised.
That's still
Pleasantly, though.
That's still
Good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
significantly lower
Yeah.
cases.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely.
Like, when you rate it to like the country,
Right.
to the population, yeah, it may be a little bit more compared to us, but there is no reason why one state should be the same as a country.
Bro, we broke 9,000 in one day the other day.
That
Yeah.
was insane.
9,500.
9,000 cases in one day.
And they were treating it as a good thing.
Jesus.
And
Like,
we
that's not good.
we still came up and we went to the bars and everybody went shopping. Like,
My favorite is that time lapse that they did with all the bars, the
Yeah.
bar graph, and it's like the U.S. wasn't
it
even
was
on
some
there.
real speed.
That's crazy,
Bro.
bro.
Oh my god.
That's just funny. All right, Marco, what's the next thing on the docket?
So I feel like you would be interested in this, Nate.
Okay.
It's called the road to the Apple Card.
Okay.
Have you heard
Oh.
about that?
What is it?
Do you have an Apple Card, Nate?
No, I didn't.
He's considered.
I considered it, but I'm
Wants to
already at
flex.
no. I'm already at 4, and I just got it all under control to manage it every month.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to add a 5th.
I feel you.
What is that?
I have an Apple Card, Nate.
Oh,
Do you-
nice.
do you really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
congrats.
dude.
My bad, I'm flexing out here.
Congrats,
flex.
congrats.
Sound like Desantis.
Look at the
You
numbers.
know, I can easily get myself in debt. How's that sound? No, I do.
So-
It's really cool. I like that. Like anywhere you use the card, like you automatically get the notification, so like you don't have to worry about anything. And it's like, dude, like the payments post immediately.
You
So
keep it in a special
Yeah.
place so it doesn't get damaged.
no, I don't actually like
There's
really
a
carry the
sleeve
card.
for
I
the card.
only because you get
He has his
two-
own wallet.
Yeah.
for real.
Man carries 2 wallets.
Two
just one for
wallets.
Apple
It's
Card.
just one for
Ziploc
my Apple
sealed.
Card.
when he goes to buy something, oh, I'm not approved. Yeah, let me show you this other wallet real quick.
Before he pays, he takes out like a wipe and wipes on the sign pad.
Yo,
For
for
real.
real. Cleans it every time. What's that
For
for
real.
COVID? No, it's for my card.
It's my
Yeah.
card.
No, I don't carry the card with me. I only use Apple Pay because you get 2% back on anything you do with Apple Pay. So
Okay.
I just only use the Apple Pay feature.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have y'all ever? Don't say something stupid. Have y'all ever like been denied to a credit card or anything credit related?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
What happens when that happens?
You get
a
hit.
letter in the mail, right?
Yeah,
And you get hit,
yeah, you get a
And
credit hit, and then
what
you
does
get
the
a-
letter in the mail say?
It says,
You
thank
got
for
the 9,
applying.
motherfucker.
Yeah,
It says, thank you, try again.
yeah. It says been
In
nine,
nice
blah blah
words.
blah. Yeah. This is why,
Yeah,
and they leave it right then and there, right?
right,
Some companies sometimes don't even send you that letter.
right.
So the road to Apple Card is that if you apply and you get denied, they actually set up a plan with you according to your credit, a step-by-step, month-to-month action plan
Mm-hmm.
to get you to a certain spot. And after you follow every step to that spot, they'll approve you.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Really?
like kind of
Interesting.
like the bank when they have like their own little credit cards.
No,
that
bro.
they
It was
use?
like
No,
when
security
Sprint.
cards are
It was
different.
like when Sprint. When you could get
So
Sprint
let's say you
prepaid.
get denied because you have X amount of credit
Yeah.
maxed out. They'll go ahead and say, this month pay this much in your bill. This month pay this much in your bill.
Oh,
This
so it's
month
like
pay-
steps
yeah.
to get approved. Okay,
Exactly. And they'll track it with you. They'll go step by step. So every time you finish a step, the progress bar will increase.
Gotcha.
When you fill the progress bar, you apply one more time, and then they'll go ahead and approve you.
Damn,
That's
they must be
pretty
doing
legit.
really good code.
That's
cards.
good. I actually like that idea.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, me too.
a lot of people don't know how to manage credit.
Exactly.
Like I learned from my mom who taught me, and then after a few years after being 18, so like at 2021 is when I was like, okay, this is on me, and I learned on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, it worked out good. But for a lot of people, if they don't have a plan, they're gonna be reckless.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it was the opposite. I got myself into a buttload of credit card debt,
Mm-hmm.
and
Same.
and I had to like literally sit down, spreadsheet all my expenses, and figure out how I was gonna climb out of the hole. Because I was like deep, bro. I was like probably about $4 or $5 grand in.
Wow.
And I couldn't, like, I was making minimum payments and stuff, and I was like, I got to figure out how to get out of this. But like, you can do it. It's very achievable. You could do it within a year, like depending on your income and stuff. You just really have to be
Commit.
very conservative with your money, and because of
And
that,
commit.
like, yeah, and commit, absolutely commit. And
Yeah.
because of that, like, spreadsheeting, dude, you can talk to these guys. Like, I love spreadsheeting.
He does.
I spreadsheet everything, bro.
Okay.
And because of like my spreadsheets and everything,
Spreadsheets are so good. I love spreadsheets. They are amazing.
This ad brought to you by Excel. You need to text someone for a music video? We got you. But nah, yeah, like I had to like climb myself out of that hole, and like, dude, it teaches you a lot. It teaches you a lot about money management. And then after I did that, I felt so good about it. That's when I actually started getting into like stocks, and I
Mhm.
started getting into like savings account, 401k, retirement, stuff like that. But yeah, no, I feel you.
The first thing I did when I got my first ever credit card
Yeah.
through the bank, it was $1,200. I maxed it out.
Same.
Same. And I
Same.
did it for one reason only, to know what it feels like to be in debt.
Okay, I didn't do it that
No,
route.
just to learn like how it's maxed. And then I said, all right, this was a bad idea. And then I paid it off in a year. And ever since then, I never maxed out a card.
No, hell no.
It's very risky. I don't recommend it. But that's how I learned dealing with debt, which got me to my 4 credit cards, which I want to stop at. I don't want to go anymore. My car loan, and that's it. Everything's all
Yeah.
in my name.
I feel like I have too many right now. I think I need to cancel like 1 or 2.
How many you have?
12.
No, no, it's like maybe 6 or 7.
I mean, the rule I follow is obviously your oldest history, like the longest
Yeah.
one, and then one that you use for store, so like retail, whatever your favorite retail store is, and then whichever has your biggest balance. I feel like that's decent. And that way you can navigate life with whatever you need.
Oh, so I do it by rewards system. So like the Apple one gives you 2% cash back on anything if you use Apple Pay. So if someone takes Apple Pay, I use that one. But then I got one that gets me airline miles, and that one's pretty cool.
Yo, the airline
nice.
miles
Airline miles are pretty lit.
is lit.
And then I got just kind of like one that I only use for gas. I don't really use those 3. I don't really use like the store ones that much anymore. But they do come handy in a pinch.
So the other 9 are just chilling.
9. No, the other 3 are just chilling, bro. They're just chilling. But here's the biggest misconception. People always get a credit card and they think it's like free money. It's not free money.
No, it's not.
It is absolutely not free money. You absolutely have to pay that back.
Yeah, it's considered liquid money, and you just need to remember you spent it, you got to pay it back.
Exactly. They get you out of a pinch, but they're double-edged sword. They will absolutely ruin your life if you let them.
Yeah, and then going back to the Marcos, the road to the Apple card, like it's some people, that's how they learn. No, they may not have a financial coach. Maybe they don't know what they're looking for, because you could read on the internet all day, but the internet, how it is, you can read anything and they'll make it sound believable. And just read, learn yourself, and just do what Caesar did. Just write a spreadsheet. I did it by hand. I didn't do a computer. I took a pen, paper, and I said, car payment, $350. That's a lot. Phone bill, $50. All right, bet. Car insurance, $225. Yeah, that's a lot too. Chipotle, $90 a week. This is gonna add up fast. And that's
like,
literally what I did.
Damn, how I end up with negative $20 in my bank account? Ma, I need $20.
He goes up to one of the managers. Yo, can you pay me in advance, bro?
Yeah, for real. Hey, I need an
I need
advance on my
Chipotle
advance,
tomorrow,
bro.
As he's waiting for the Uber Eats driver for Chipotle.
I'm saying, right?
It wasn't bad.
You gotta do it slick. You go up to you go up to Nelson. You're like, "Yo, bro, you got cash on you, bro? I gotta leave a tip, and I don't have cash." Hey, you're like, "I got you. I'll cash app you." He gives you the money. You just never cash app him.
No, I was doing like my finances one day, and I was like, dang, I wonder why I'm always losing so much money. And I said, okay, let me see how much I spend money on going like for food out. I was like, all right, Starbucks for breakfast, 15. All right, we're already starting bad. Chipotle, 10. Okay, we're at my monthly savings account. And then sometimes I'll buy stuff at the house, which was averaging 15. And I was like, dang, I am so high right now. And I timed it by 7 for the week. And then by the month, and I said, dang, I'm just around 300-400
For the month?
for the month.
Yeah,
on just
dude.
food. And I
So,
said, no, never again.
One of the things that I learned very quickly is that like small little things like that you don't even think about, they add up quick unless you write them down. So
Exactly.
like these $2, $10, $15, like things you don't really think, it's only $15, you know, or whatever. It's only $10. Like, yeah, it's only $10 here and there, but if you have 10 of those in a day, that's already $100.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you have like 5 $20 charges in a day, there you go, you're back to $100. Like,
Yeah.
they add up quick if you don't write them down. And so I'm always thinking, I'm like, all right, how many of these have I had today? All right, I can spare another one, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. How's your climb out of debt coming, Marcos?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
That's good.
About a year away.
From graduating?
No, from debt free.
Oh, okay.
Other than my student loans.
From graduating out of debt.
from
Bro, I promise you, when you get
loans, I'll deal with later.
when you get out of debt, like it's gonna feel better than graduating.
Because I'm pretty much the same boat with you, Caesar.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize until it was too little later.
No, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
didn't realize
it
until I
took
was
me.
like 21 or 22. I'm like, wait.
That was when I
wait,
realized
wait,
that.
wait, wait. Oh, never mind.
That was when I realized that. Like
This isn't good.
no,
What's going
yeah.
on?
Yeah.
And so I decided to create a plan and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So far,
It
so
was
good.
it was around like my early 20s, and it's like I did it, and it's like I told my mom, and she's like, well, you're gonna have to figure this one out, you know. And I was like, you're right, I am.
Yeah.
And so she helped me also come up with like a plan and stuff. But yeah, like Nate's right, like if you don't have a financial coach or something, I promise you there's someone in your life who's good with money.
Mhm.
Talk to them and they'll walk you through everything.
Yeah.
What I
'cause-
did. Oh, sorry. I'll let you finish, Marcus.
What I was gonna do is that I was gonna like consider getting debt consolidation,
Yeah,
but my dad told me that actually sometimes it's worse
it is.
because like the rate on some of them are like really bad.
Or sometimes you get stuck with a payment that
Exactly.
even though it's one payment, you might not be able to afford it.
Exactly.
Because they're pretty much, you no longer have a minimum.
You can't have that bad like, oh shit, like I didn't have the extra $50 for my payment. Let me just do the minimum right now. And then I'll make it up later.
Yeah,
and
with debt consolidation, you have to really consider, because I've had like friends and family members who did it. You have to really weigh the options of it's going to be interest rate versus length of the loan, and it's a lot of factors to consider.
Yeah.
It's not just it's not just
sometimes depending on how much you have, like those loans could go for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
a lot
average.
longer.
And then some of them have early repayment penalties too, where
Yeah.
even if you pay them off early, like they penalize you for them because they don't get the full amount in interest.
I know, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Greed.
Yeah.
Yep.
So once you're out of debt, this is what you should do. So what I did was obviously got the debt out, and I was just looking through social media, and I found a post on how to save money. And I said, all right, whatever, I'll read it. And then it said, okay, you take 2 dice and you roll them. and whatever the number lands on, that has a numerical value, and then you throw money to savings. So it's a post I've saved on Instagram. So for example, I had to roll 1 week and I landed on the number 12, 6 plus 6. And I had to save $60. And I said, all right, well, $60 to my savings account. Next week, I rolled again and I landed a 2. And that was $15. So I said, all right, cool. And I've noticed in a month and a half, I just threw 300 in savings.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's just little stuff. Like if you can afford to spend $15 on Starbucks, just throw the 15 instead to savings, because you never know. And I've literally grown 2 accounts that way.
Yeah.
That's pretty lit.
Yeah. The other thing you can do is also what I like to do is there's 2 things. You can set yourself a weekly budget. So I give myself a budget of what I can spend on myself.
Mm-hmm.
Treat yourself.
Pretty much, treat yourself.
bro.
But it's like there's things where I'm like, all right, so I know that
You got
like
this, king.
so like I know that like like I'm gonna eat out maybe twice this week, and then I'm gonna buy this every day, like a Monster every day. So it's like, all right, my budget for this week is like $50 because I don't see any other expenses coming up, right?
Mm-hmm.
$50. And it's like I pull out the $50 in cash because it's good. Not right now. You shouldn't do that because a lot of places aren't accepting cash. But
Exactly.
like if you actually have the cash on you, you physically see it go, and that helps you better keep track of how much you actually can spend.
Mm-hmm.
So having something tangible, like physically tangible in your hands, gives you a better idea of where you are within your budgets. So like that's what I like to do. It's like I just go to ATM. It's like, all right, this week, you know what? I saved up a little bit more, $100, things like that. And also like
You boomer paying cash.
it's a good way to track your physical amount of money, because when you look at a bank account, like it's just numbers.
Mm-hmm.
When you spend money, like you don't really see it because it's just numbers and going from one balance to another balance and stuff like that.
And like you said, you don't see the 10, 10, 10, 10.
Exactly.
You log into your app and you're like, oh.
Exactly. And so when you actually spend 10 here, 10 there, and then you realize you only got 110 left, you're like, oh shit, like there it is,
Whoop, there it is.
So like
Exactly.
every Sunday, go to the bank, pull out whatever it is I'm going to spend for the week in cash. And if I don't spend it, like I just roll it over.
Exactly.
You roll it over. Eventually you get to a certain point where like if you're not spending it, you just drop it back into your bank account.
You got rollover data.
Rollover data, rollover cash.
Yeah, the
I'm telling you, this man's a boomer, bro.
No facts. Yeah, the way I
Man
treat his
uses
money now
singular.
is
This man has a CD. What is it?
Man using singular.
He has a CD player.
He's like that one guy that wants to connect the CD player to his aux cord in the car.
Yeah.
And so
Oh
using
my
his
gosh.
phone.
Don't get me started.
I love how they're at me.
Start
for being
wearing diapers.
responsible. This is like, you were a fucking nerd being responsible with money, bro. You got your whole life to pay off your
Nah,
dad.
you can be responsible. I'm just saying you being a boomer too.
No, the biggest rule I followed with money, and I read it again through social media, but this one stuck out to me. Your cash has a job. Make every dollar have a responsibility. So if you only have $200, every single dollar has a specific job to do. That's it. And that changed everything. So now I just tell myself, cool, phone bill $50, that is your job. The rest, you don't touch that.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's good, man. That's really good. I
Pretty
like
lit.
that. I like that.
Thank you.
All right. So right before we end, what do you think of the podcast, Nate?
I really like the podcast.
Yeah?
It's so funny. I be listening to it sometimes at work or when I'm at the house, and you guys are just so funny. I can't stop laughing. I remember I was eating one time out for breakfast, and I forgot what episode it was. I know it had to do with Jason and Caesar, and you guys were roasting each other, and I spit all of my food out on the table, and I said, I want to do this again. So I had another, like I was eating normally, and then Marcos and Jason went at it, and then it spit out again, and I was like, what's going on? But this podcast is so funny. Like I love listening to it. It's amazing. I don't care what I'm doing at the house. I'll be making food. I'll be cleaning. I'll be in the bathroom. Yo, clapping cheeks. That's too. We'll do that too. The podcast.
Hey, yo, you gonna listen to this shit too, right?
clapping cheeks and you just hear me say, yeah, man, so my dick got caught in the blender the other day, dog.
And when she asks, I'd be like, yo, just keep listening.
It's better, I promise.
It gets good.
Oh, man. You
Just
guys,
like me.
You guys got to hear.
I'm just warming up, baby. Give me a second.
I'm dead.
Damn. But, yeah, dog.
No, I really love the podcast. You guys have been doing amazing work.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
bro.
you.
Yeah,
I started-
I'm sorry. Any specific episode that stands out to you?
The Gaston one had me dying a lot.
Yeah.
Which one?
The
Both.
part 1 or part 2? Yeah.
Both. The second one was even funnier because when they were talking about like all the stories.
Yeah.
But I really liked every episode. I do obviously have certain favorites, but it's the fact that it's so pure, and you go, and the communication is smooth. It transitions really well. There's nothing that I don't find anything bad with.
Transitions thanks to Caesar.
Yeah.
Yo,
That's all.
Yo,
him.
for real.
Producer.
Producer.
Every time I
Producer
see it on
slash
Friday, I'd be like, all right, Nate, pay attention. Oh, dang it. I didn't pay attention. Uh-oh. So then that's why you'll see me on the stories. I'm 2 weeks behind because of just life. So I'll go ahead and watch everything I've missed in one shot.
Nah, you're good, bro. You're good. Just like we appreciate you listening to it. But you guys heard it here from Nate, and we're sorry you have such poor taste in podcasts. But on that bombshell, there's better stuff out there. Trust me. But, on that bombshell, it's time for us to end. Thank you for joining us right here for another episode of LCP. Don't forget to interact with us on Twitter, and you guys can follow Nate on Instagram at
NastyNate63.
okay, and that's it, right? Just on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't use anything else. I had Snapchat. Very long story. So we just stick to Instagram.
All right. All right. And thank you guys for joining us. So my favorite Nate story, right?
Yeah.
One time we're chilling at work. It's me, Nate, and Omi. She's still working there, right? And Nate used to do this thing religiously where he would crop dust the fuck out of me, right?
Damn, I laughed mad hard. I'm so sorry. But damn, what the
legit, I swear it was on purpose.
It was
This
all
man
them beans
would
from
always
Chipotle,
say,
bro.
yeah, dude, this man would always say, I didn't mean to. But legit, this man would crop dust the fuck out of me, dude. And it was I'd just be chilling, and they would walk by, and I'm just like, oh my God, bro, who's got a skunk up their asshole, dog? That shit stink. Well, one time we were working and I was down stocking and Nate was in the back. He just finished up with a customer, right? He was behind the desks.
Yeah.
And Omi's walking towards him. This man fucking kicks a rolling chair to her, to try to stop her because he just farted. And she's like, "What the fuck, Nate?" And Nate's like, I'm sorry, I farted. Turn around, go away. And she's like, "Oh." And then she's like, "Oh." Bro, I was laughing so hard, dude. But this man, every single time, bro, he'd crop dust me, and I'm just walking up to him. I'm like, "You fucking suck, dude. I hate you."
Yo, they were on accident. They were never on purpose.
Nah, I don't know, bro. Some of them were pretty targeted, dog.
You just have bad timing.
Yo,
man.
bro.
You
I like
remember?
how you just say it's on you.
I know, right? For
It
real,
is on you.
for real, dude. Damn, that's just something I'll always remember working with Nate is all the crop dust. But yeah,
Damn.
bro,
We'll get there when we get there.
There was another time where we were all talking to Chad. Chad was telling us about the new sprint plans.
I miss Chad.
And I had the keys with the peg
Yeah.
hook, right? And I don't know, like Chad was just talking and I like dozed off and I was like playing with the fucking magnet.
Yeah.
And Nate was wearing this belt that like it's one of the ones that like clamps closes.
Yeah.
That belt.
Yeah. And so I was like, huh, right? So I get the magnet and I put it on Nate's belt buckle and I pull and it comes undone and his whole belt. Dude, I swear, like the belt was working overtime that day, dog. Because like I pull it open and his pants starts to fall. He gets so pissed. I'm like, yo, my bad day. And he's like, fuck you. And he walks away. And I'm like, why you get so mad? He's like, it was in front of Chad, bro. I don't know, man. He's like, we just did it in front of Chad. I was laughing so hard, dude.